We knew Emperor Palpatine would be back for months before The Rise of Skywalker ever hit theaters, but we didn't know how or why. Now that the film is finally out, we have the answers to some of our questions, but it takes a little bit of consideration to assemble that knowledge into a clear picture. Spoilers for Rise of Skywalker are, of course, ahead. The Rise of Skywalker is a film with so much going on that even with Palpatine's story at the core of it all, viewers only get pieces of the full picture. It's not totally clear how he returned after his death in Return of the Jedi. When we first meet him again on Exegol, Palpatine is alive, but admits that he has been dead before. His somehow even more decrepit appearance suggests that he's spent years hanging on to what little life he has with the help of machines. It seems Palpatine owes a great deal of his revival to the efforts of loyal followers who became a cult of Sith resurrectionists bent on enacting his will through any means necessary. Palpatine may have appeared as pure evil to a great many people in the galaxy, but to others he was really their one true leader. Thanks to them, he was recovered from the Death Star, given some kind of new life, and brought to the legendary Sith world. In the build-up to the Rise of Skywalker's release, fans posited theories from cloning to the world between worlds of Star Wars Rebels as possible explanations for Palpatine's revival, but we still have neither confirmation nor denial of any particular method. What we do know is that Palpatine is constantly connected to a life support system that pumps various liquids into and perhaps out of his body. This would suggest some kind of dark scientific method of revival, perhaps similar to Darth Vader's life support system, but it's also possible that's only one part of a bigger picture. It's possible that other dark secrets, from Sith rituals to other pieces of magic, were used to jumpstart Palpatine's livelihood again. Palpatine apparently didn't believe he could simply announce that he'd returned and retake his place at the top of the pecking order. Instead, he needed a puppet to function as a disruptor for the New Republic. Enter Supreme Leader Snoke.
Our strategy must now change.
When he meets Kylo Ren, Palpatine declares outright, "I made Snoke," and then provides evidence via a tank full of discarded Snoke bodies. So, the Supreme Leader of the First Order was, at some point, engineered and created by Palpatine himself to both serve as a puppet leader and draw the darkness out of Ben Solo. It worked because Kylo Ren did rise as a powerful follower of the dark side, killing Snoke in the process. After his defeat at the Battle of Endor, Palpatine no longer wanted to simply rule the galaxy. He wanted to impose a sense of fear on every single star system. He'd need a whole fleet of planet killers. Palpatine and his many followers deployed their resources to create the military machinery of the Final Order, a massive fleet of Star Destroyers, each equipped with a planet-killing cannon on the underside. We saw miniaturized Death Star tech deployed by the First Order in The Last Jedi, and in The Rise of Skywalker, it becomes clear that Palpatine and his followers have found a way to make those tools even more deadly. After waiting for decades, Palpatine felt the time was right to make his move with Kylo Ren in place as the First Order's supreme leader. But Palpatine couldn't just leave his life support machinery in his fortress on Exegol, and perhaps he didn't want to. Instead, he sent a mysterious message to the galaxy, in which he vowed revenge. Rumors of a resurrected Palpatine quickly swirled, terrifying the Resistance and enraging Kylo Ren. Ren hunts down a Sith Wayfinder and seeks out Palpatine on Exegol. Palpatine reveals to him that he was the architect behind Snoke, and he's been the Darth Vader voice in Ren's head. He makes Kylo Ren an offer of control of the Final Order fleet and leadership over a new empire. Ren accepts the offer and agrees to Palpatine's one condition, that Ren track down and kill Rey. To help facilitate this, Palpatine also provides Ren with a key piece of information that helps explain why he wants her dead. Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter, and therefore a major threat to his plans for the return of the Empire. Palpatine soon begins reckoning with the other potential threats to his plan. A spy within the First Order, later revealed to be General Hux, leaks information about the Final Order fleet to what's left of the Resistance. Commander Poe Dameron launches a covert operation with the hope of stopping the Final Order's launch before it starts. Palpatine has key allies in a position to provide help to eliminate the spy. In the Order's rise to power, Allegiant General Pride has emerged as a Palpatine loyalist who'd fought with him in the Empire days. Pride kills Hux and assumes command of the Final Order fleet. Palpatine commands Pride to show what the Final Order is capable of by using a planet-killer cannon on the planet Kachimi, Poe's old stomping grounds. Palpatine doesn't actually want Rey dead. He instead wants to establish a new empire with his granddaughter as Empress, after she kills him and absorbs his Force energy. And as planned, Ren doesn't succeed in killing Rey. Instead, he leads Rey right to Palpatine, and Rey discovers new layers of her own inner darkness along the way. What Palpatine didn't factor into his plan was his inability to fully draw Rey in, or Leia Organa sacrificing her own life and Force energy to help redeem her son. With Rey resistant and the now-redeemed Ben Solo ready to fight alongside her, Palpatine attempts to absorb all of the Force energy from both young Jedi to fully resurrect himself. It very nearly works until Rey is able to call down the spirits of the generations of Jedi before her and kill Palpatine once and for all. A masterfully crafted plan ultimately fails because of kindness, determination, and the Jedi legacy proves more powerful than Palpatine's own dark blood.
It is finished, then.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about Star Wars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.